All right. It's time to start up. I'm Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. Thank you for tuning in. Going to give you a look-see at what's going on with this storm system. None of it's good. And go ahead and tell you that. None of this is good. I'm trying to get everything set here so we can all get on the same page and talk about Milton and what to expect, what it's going to mean for Central Florida, what it's going to mean for you. This is a bad-looking storm. Really bad-looking storm. If you haven't seen it yet this afternoon, come take a looky-loo. It is bad looking. Here's what it looks like right now in the visible satellite imagery. Look at that. It looks like you took a hole puncher, boom, punched a hole right through for that eye. This is a dangerous, nasty Category 5 storm that suddenly has wind speeds of 180 miles per hour. 180 miles per hour. Just crazy. Crazy and unheard of. Here's a infrared shot of what's going on with the storm system. You get a better idea for the eye right there. Looks a little more defined to me. See it punched out right there in the center. What an ugly, ugly, ugly eye that is. Or beautiful, depending on meteorological terms. It's actually a really good looking storm system right now, which is kind of scary because nobody wants that. Nobody really wants it to be as dangerous as it's already shaping up to be. This is just one of the worst kind of situations you can. The small eye is really plain to see. Gonna say it looks like you took a hole puncher, punched through paper on it. It's giving very strong eyewall presentation right now. The last hurricane crew reported that the pressure had fallen to 911 millibars, which is 77 millibars lower than yesterday at the same time. It's crazy how fast this sucker blew up. It blew up quickly. Now, do I expect it to get much stronger than that? Well, it could. It could. It could go. Obviously, there are no more categories for it to go to. It's Cat 5. We don't do anything goofy like Cat 6, Cat 8. We do Cat 5, and that's it. But with wind speeds of $180, it looks to me like it's almost maxed out. But it still could go to 190, 200. We've had them do that. But this late in the season, guys, this is weird. This is very strange. We've not had a Category 4 or Category 5 storm in the Gulf this late since 2018. And that was Hurricane Michael. Remember Michael, 2018, went straight up into the Panhandle. Michael had wind speeds that were up there like $180. It did, and it wiped Mexico Beach right up in the Panhandle. Just destroyed that poor town. I mean, it's been 6 years. They're still not right. They have life before the Hurricane Michael and life after. And it's very possible that where this storm goes in, we could have the same effects. Because it's really weird. It's not going to just be the wind. It's going to be the storm surge that does a lot of dangerous damage with this storm system. We're going to talk about the arrival times now of the winds, not only on the coast, but here in Central Florida. Expecting maybe tropical storm force winds to get here as early as 8 a.m. on Wednesday. If not, into Orlando by 8 a.m. Wednesday, most definitely by lunchtime, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. We've been thinking all along it was going to get here during the day Wednesday. It's looking more and more likely to me like it slowed down just a bit. Probably going to project a late Wednesday into early Thursday experience for everyone in Central Florida. I would say now in Orlando by midnight, 2 a.m. Wednesday into Thursday, we can start to talk about it calming down for most of us while still rocking east on the coast. I mean, rocking east on the coast, I'm talking Flagler, Volusia, Brevard counties into the early morning hours Thursday. So just be ready for that. I'm going to take my picture back out. We'll go through the rest of the graphics here. All right, this shows you where the storm is now with wind speeds of 180 miles per hour. It is not going to make landfall with 180 miles per hour. Can't do it. It's got some trouble ahead. Today, tonight, no trouble. Tomorrow, not much trouble. But late Tuesday into Wednesday, wind shear will start to affect this storm system from the north. So this perfect little setup that it's had during the day today, where it's gone from just about nothing to one of the highest wind speeds we've seen, that's going to stop. That's going to cease to exist. It's going to encounter a more hostile environment as time goes on. Not going to wipe it out, but it is going to weaken it some, slow it down a bit. Here's the rainfall totals we're looking at now. It's going to be ugly, mostly on the Gulf Coast. It's going to be ugly across the interior. Everyone compares everything to what they've experienced lately. And I always say this. You've heard me Talk about this in the last 25 years ad nauseum. Hurricanes, they're all alike, and yet they're all different. This is not going to be Ian. This is not going to be Ian from 2 years ago that dumps 30 inches of rain on us. This is going to be a different storm system altogether. It's already a Category 5, so it's building a huge storm surge. As it approaches land with that wind of 180 to 200 miles per hour, and then it hits the wind shear, that affects it, and those winds wrapping around at $180 slow down, and they expand out. So the storm becomes bigger. Right now, the eye's kind of tight, but it's going to expand on out. Probably will be a 3 at landfall, with a big storm surge that was built by a Category 5. So for that reason, the folks in Tampa have issued the largest, highest storm surge for Tampa Bay ever. If this thing stays on the track and comes into Tampa Bay or just north of Tampa Bay, it'll be a storm surge like no one who is alive now has ever seen. But yes, Terry Hansen, you should be getting a 36-hour hurricane warning alert. And even across the inland counties now, we have hurricane inland. There it goes. There's mine. Even as we speak, as we say, stop, stop, stop. There you go. There's your warning. Now you know. That's Melbourne telling everybody, inland wind warning. It's going to be bad. It's going to be ugly here. Within 36 hours, we're going to be experiencing tropical storm and hurricane force gust. I think this is going to be, when is it supposed to leave Lake County? By about midnight, Wednesday into Thursday. I think it'll be east of you. I do. So be ready for it. It's going to be a tough run in Lake County if it comes in on the path that it's on. We'll talk about the models in a moment. Just know the rain's going to be big. We're talking 8 to 12 inches of rain, a foot of rain. My gosh, that's a lot. I would say most of us are going to get less than that, but in spots, I can't rule out 12 inches of rain. Could happen. On the coast, it's going to be higher, of course, closer to the center at landfall, but it's going to be a freaking mess. Toby. No, Toby's not in here with me. Sometimes he comes in, but right now I think he's lying by the front door waiting for me to go walk him when this is over. Okay. Tom, is worse of rain and wind on the north side. Kind of. This thing's coming in instead of like this, it's coming in like this. So it's going to be weird that the rain wraps around the way it does. But we're going to be in that zone. A lot of us will be in that zone, the 12 o'clock zone, the bad quadrant. So a lot of the rain on the modeling does like it wraps around. I do think, Becky, that it will be a 2 or a 1 when it comes through here. And by a 2, I mean wind gust of a 2. Remember, those of you who were here with me in 2004, 20 years ago, 20 years ago this year, we were doing the same very thing, watching hurricane after hurricane. We've already had Debbie. We've already had, oh gosh, I'm blanking out. We've had Debbie. We've had, what was her name? And now we've got this one, Milton, coming through. So it's 1, 2, 3 in a row. Now, all of them didn't come through Central Florida. And back in 04, Charlie, Francis, Jean. Everyone thinks they lived through 3 hurricanes. Well, honestly, if you live in Orlando or Seminole County, you didn't. You lived through Hurricane Charlie. Some of you. A lot of you just lived through 3 tropical storms. I think the wind from this storm could be the worst wind we've had in 20 years based on the tropics, because I think it's going to be Charlie-esque or maybe greater than Charlie. I think it's going to be a freaking mess with canopy damage. I think power's going to be out for a long time. I actually went out and bought a generator today to help me bridge the gap, because I've got a feeling power's going to be out for days on end in a large part of the area. It's going to be weird. Hey, Sam, I'm still here, dude. I'm your weatherman. I'm still your meteorologist. I'm here. Poinciana. Yeah, Michael, you're in it. If this storm comes this way, you're going to get rocked. You're going to get rocked Wednesday evening all the way till about 10 or midnight Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then everything goes out to the east. Tommy Bradford is here. Also a retiree, a VRIP person. Charlie came through here as a Cat 1. We had wind speeds of 75 miles per hour and wind gust of 90 at OIA. So it was categorically still a 1 by the time it got to Orlando. We've run this stat all the time. The stat I like to throw out there for you is a hurricane will cut in half for every 6 hours it's over land. So if it's moving fast enough, and this should be moving with a forward progress of 15 to 20 by the time it makes landfall Wednesday into Thursday. Landfall moving pretty quick. Right now, it's only moving east at about 10. Compare that to 5 miles per hour to 7 it was doing 24 hours ago. So it's doubled its forward progress, and that will continue to double on up. Should be moving at 20 miles per hour, or maybe a little better when it comes through here. That would mean That's actually true, Melissa Riley. More about that in a moment. That would mean it passes on through and we deal with it for a long time. And I think the winds will not cut down all the way in half. So if it makes landfall as a Cat 3, winds are like $120. It's not going to be a 60-mile-per-hour wind in 3 hours. It's going to be like 100-mile-per-hour wind, 90, wind gusts past 100, 75 miles per hour, 80, with wind gusts past 100. Canopy damage like we've not seen in 20 years is possible, so be careful. Port Orange, same deal, gang. This thing is going to go just south of you. The way it's progged to run right now, look at that track. That runs right along the area north of the Cape. That would be bad for Volusia County as well. That would be bad for Port Orange. Your storm surge and your flooding will come from the east, northeast, of course, off the Atlantic. Because of the backside of the storms it's torquing through. You're going to be dealing with wind from the northeast all the time throughout the entire storm system as this thing moves in. Wind will be from the north, then the northeast, then it gets crazy from the east. The northeast, it acts like a winter storm. Once it gets off the coast, the backside of it will erode. The coastal zones, you're going to have beach erosion, you're going to have high tide, you're going to have flooding, you're going to be inundated. You're not going to be inundated with 12 feet like Tampa Bay could. Let's go to that and keep moving. Keep sending your questions. I'll try to answer them. Here are all the tracks together. I know you guys like to see the spaghetti model, so there they are. Melissa Riley, is it going to be worse than Hurricane Ian? Wind-wise, yes. It's not comparable. Ian turned into a rain event for us. It was catastrophic rain and water. It wasn't the wind, it was the water. This time it's more the wind than the water. Winds are going to be higher than you've seen them in a long, long time as this thing torques through Central Florida. Hey, Perry, good to see you, man. Go Toppers. All right, here's a quick look at the GFS, 12Z GFS. That has changed a little bit since this morning. It's more in line with the Euro. GFS, Euro. GFS, Euro. This is about midnight, Wednesday night. No, 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock Wednesday night into Thursday. Here are all the tracks together. Here's the GFS at landfall. Here's the Euro at landfall. It all looks very similar, and we are running out of wiggle room. Okay, 24, day 3 is gone. So day 4, day 5, errors are somewhere along 100, 150 miles. Day 3 is more like 100. Day 2 is more like 50. Day 1 is more like 24 to 40. So where the eye goes in is going to have the awful wind, the awful storm surge. So I don't want you to look at this as a dot. We talk about that a lot. Hurricane's not a point. We're all going to get whacked. We're all going to get blasted. We're all going to have high wind. We're all going to have a bunch of rain. But where the eye goes in is going to make a big difference on the storm surge itself. Let's go ahead and talk storm surge on the Gulf Coast. See all these red dots? Those are bad. Yellow dots are bad. Yellow dots are 3 feet above flood. That's storm surge of 3 feet. Right there. That's bad. That's bad. Orange dots are 6 feet. The red is like 9 to 12. 3, 6, 9. You get to that red, could be 9 to 12 feet of storm surge. St. Petersburg. All the way around. Let's go down to Bradenton. Longboat Key. Look at my beloved Holmes Beach. I'm just heartbroken to think of what that's going to mean. They just dealt with about an 8 to 9 foot storm surge there. Sand is still all over the roads. Devastation. They say furniture still parked out on the streets for cleanup. And here comes another blasting. I just don't know what's going to be left of it after Thursday. It's going to be ugly. But there you go. There's the area around Holmes Beach, Bradenton Beach, all the way down to Sarasota Bay. There's Longboat Key. There's Sarasota. Let's go on down. There's Osprey. All the way down from Venice Gardens. All the way up. Look at it. Along the coast in Venice. It's not good, guys. It's not good. The Weather Service in Tampa Bay has just issued their largest storm surge warning ever for a foot of storm surge. 12 feet of storm surge. Not a foot, not 12 inches. 12 feet of storm surge. Not 9 feet. The red means 9. That's how high as it goes. It goes to 12 feet. So this is their highest storm surge they've ever issued out of the Tampa office. So the storm comes in, right in that zone, in Tampa Bay or just north of Tampa Bay. This is going to be crushing for this area. So if you know someone who lives on the coast, right on the immediate water, The answer is not good. They have to leave. They have to evacuate. People were asking me, I got a letter today. It's not a letter. It's an email. I got a text today from a buddy who used to work with me who said, are they going to evacuate Orlando? And I'm like, to where, bro? Where would you go? Inland, we should shelter in place as long as you're in a good structure. I'm not leaving Casa de Sorrels. It's been here since 2000. I'm hanging. Yeah, Tommy, I guess so. Instead of going right up to the Big Bend, it's not going to crush them, but it's going to crush that Sarasota, Tampa Bay area, I'm afraid, which did get rocked. And Cedar Key still has a flood surge warning going on. Hopefully they don't get another 9 feet like they did last week, 2 weeks ago now. But nonetheless, you don't evacuate Orlando, you just batten down the hatches. You shelter in place. You hang on, and you hope for the best. That's what you do. So, okay, let's go back to the beginning. I want to show you what it looks like. Here's the storm one more time. I've been on about 20 minutes now. I need to get off here. I'm going to do a radio hit with Real Radio and Jim at 5:45. Hey, Wendy, thank you. Wish we'd seen you today. Jay Brewer. The models that you see when I put all those models there together, let me give those dudes credit because I can't draw that. That's obviously Levi Cohen, Tropical Tidbits. So if you want to see the spaghetti models, go to tropicaltidbits.com. I don't even know Levi. Never met him, but he's a good dude. I know of him. Don't know him. Hey, JR. I know of him. Good guy. Used to work with all the big people, Hurricane Center people and whatnot. Love his website. So there you go. There's Levi Cohen. Tropical Tidbits. You should go there if you want to see those spaghetti models. They're up all the time, 24/7. That's where I get them. That's where they come from. All right, here you go. There you go. That's what the storm looks like right now. It's got that almost picture-perfect eye just punched right there in the center. Here's what it looks like on the infrared. You get a better picture of the punch of the eye right there. Tropical storm force winds should arrive in central Florida by noon on Wednesday. I'm not sure it's going to make 8 a.m. Wednesday, but by noon, most definitely. In Orlando, we're talking 4 to 8 inches of rain, probably closer to 8. I can't imagine 12. No, Deborah, it's not cool to mobile in a mobile home shelter. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's built to withstand 110 mile per hour wind. I would never, let me just say this about that, and I'm not blasting the mobile home industry at all. I love it. I think it's great. I sometimes think maybe that's where I'll end up, down on the coast. But the mobile homes I've known were not set to go to 110 miles per hour. I don't know how you're strapped down. I don't know what's going on with that. I just know in my past life, the mobile home should be avoided during high wind. And so I would think you'd want to get out. Maybe if it's built to withstand 110 miles per hour, maybe. But do you not have trees that are around you or over you or debris that would fly through and hit that? I'm always fearful. Quite often we have a tree that goes through a mobile home and takes people out. So if you can get to a shelter, stay with a friend, get somewhere. If you have a church that's stronger, you know, whatever you're involved in your life, find a place to go. Would be my advice. Let me know what you end up doing. Seriously, I'll be interested. Answer back to me if you can. All right, so there you go. That's what the wind pattern is going to look like. And if you look at that for just a moment, you see it does come in around Tampa Bay, between Tampa, St. Petersburg, and that area, and rolls right up into Central Florida. I don't know what to tell you, gang. There's no getting out of it. Not a lot of wiggle room left. We're running out of time. Even if it does go 40 miles farther south, you still get thumped. You're still going to have tornado outbreaks. We're still getting thumped. Tomorrow's your last chance to prepare. And a note on that, I've been out preparing today. Be kind to each other. I know it's stressful. I know it's wearing you out. I know everyone's pressured. I know you have a job to do. I know you've got things to do. But be nice to each other. We're all in the same boat. Everybody's looking for water. Everyone's looking for ice. Everyone's trying to get propane. I could not believe the line at Sam's Club today just to gas up your car. I went down the road to Wawa, gassed right up quickly. So, gas up your cars. Hey, Donna, my cousin Donna Fullerton. What's up, girlfriend? Yeah, we're going to bunker down. Ride it out here. And keep doing updates until my power goes away, which no doubt it will. Again, the wind starts to change around here Wednesday morning. There's your rainfall total. Someone was just asking about the rain in Orlando. We've got a bullseye there from anywhere to 6 to 8 inches. I don't think we'll end up with 12, but some on the coast may indeed end up with 12 inches. The track of this Category 5 hurricane. Comes here, hits some shear, becomes maybe a 3 at landfall, and puts the highest wind through Central Florida since Hurricane Charlie. So be ready. Yeah, don't leave your pets if you evacuate. Take them with you. Go someplace where they can stay too if you can. There's all the tracks together, all the modeling at once off of Tropical Tidbits. Here's the location of the GFS at landfall, and there's the Euro at landfall a little farther south. Floods, surge. The largest surge warning by the National Weather Service ever. Calls for it right there. Talking about a storm surge of 12 feet into Tampa Bay. That is not going to be pretty. It's going to be a tough run. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do, hey, Ann Scott, hey, Sandy, hey, Jay. I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, one for the records is a good way to look at it. Not as much rain as Ian, but wind across Central Florida that could be higher than Charlie. That ought to get your attention. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with another update. We'll talk then. I'm going to go on Real Radio at 5:45 with Jim and the crew, Jim Colbert. And that's about 17, 18 minutes from now. See where Fuse. Fallon, I didn't know that. I don't know if they close, they don't. I got a feeling they'll close. They just haven't done it yet, but they will. They can't stay open during a hurricane. They can't. They can't. So good luck with that. I hope it all works out. All right, I'm going to wrap. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And again, be kind to yourselves and to each other. And we'll come out the other side. Don't do anything silly. Stay inside during the storm. Get your ducks in a row. Get your poop in a group, as we say. Make sure everything's good to go. Okay. See you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Aloha. Peace.